Tracy Everson in a different role, but with me today on my first Branford Voices podcast are two very well-known faces here in the town of Branford. We have Lonnie Reed. I'm usually the Democratic analyst on election night. Lonnie Reed is the BCTV election night host extraordinaire, veteran journalist, now president of the Green Bank, correct? Connecticut.
Chair of the board.
Chair of the board of the Green Bank.
Ryan Garcia would be very upset.
Okay, I'm sorry. I should have double-checked that. And a former state legislator. So welcome to you. Thank you for being here. And we have Republican analyst Frank Toohill, who's also a member of the representative town meeting. Frank and I have served together for several terms now.
Yes.
This will be our fourth term together, my fourth term. So
yes,
you've been on. Frank's an institution
15,
on the RTM.
15 terms, I think.
Yes.
Is it 15? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're taping this on November 18th. And our new first selectman, Josh Brooks, was sworn in today. And both Frank and I were there.
It was a great opening ceremony. He made a great speech.
He did.
That's
and we're
great.
going to share that as part of this podcast.
Josh, do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, the duties of the office of the First Selectman to the best of your abilities, so help you God?
I do.
Now we're going to hear remarks from our new First Selectman, Josh Brooks.
Good morning, everyone. This is a little unusual for me because I'm not used to taking a shower before work. First, I'd like to thank Trista for setting this up. Trista's in many ways the backbone of us all and has been here through many, many administrations and hopefully many, many more. So I want to thank Trista for not just this, but everything she does, and I look forward to working with her, and I'm very excited for that. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Angie Higgins for her service, and I just want her to know that I thank her for everything she's done, and appreciate all the sacrifices you made over the years. So thank you, Angie. I want to thank Jamie Cosgrove for being so helpful in this process. It can be a little overwhelming, I'm not going to lie to you. Jamie makes that easy for me. I also want to thank Jamie for everything he's done for the past 12 years. We aren't as comfortable in the town of Branford without him, so thank you. So as I was swearing in, I was looking at the Bible, and I was thinking about my father-in-law and how much of an effect he had in my life. We weren't ideologically the same, but his influence on me helped shape me to become who I am. Obviously, my wife, my brother, my sister-in-law, all of those people helped me get to where I am today. Let's be honest. I want to recognize a gentleman that maybe none of you know, but his name is Jesse Sitar. He drove here from Boston today. Jesse and I have known each other as long as I've been in this game. I remember sitting in his room playing Madden and getting crushed on a daily basis. Jesse and I have so many scars together and grown so much together. And it's the people in this room, like Jesse, the people that some of you I've had a lot of contact with, some of you a little bit of contact with, but all of you have made a mark on me to be what I am today, for good and for bad. And I want you all to know that I appreciate all of the things that you have done. I appreciate all of the work that has gotten to this point, and I want you to know that I just swore, I haven't done that many times in my life, but I swear that I will work very hard. I swear that my door will be open to all of you, to those that have a stake in this political game, for those of you that have a stake in this town, and for those of you whose voices aren't always heard. My door is open to you, and we will work together to find common ground, to find solutions that work for everybody. I want to thank you all for coming, and I look forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our Town of Branford swearing-in ceremony. I hope you'll remain and join us for some refreshments. Trista's put together quite a spread, I see over there. Thank you very much.
Because the last time people saw us, we still didn't know what the final totals were. And the numbers are still unofficial. But Josh Brooks had 4,876 votes for about 51% of the vote. And Jeff Follett, the Republican candidate, 4,621 with about 49%. So it was a fairly close race.
That's why Josh was so reluctant to claim victory, because waiting for every district to come in was a game changer each time.
It was.
Adding them up, yeah.
Yeah, and it really wasn't until the early votes were added in that the whole picture changed. It was very interesting. Yeah. Like the polling results were saying one thing, the poll results, and then the early votes came in and it was like, wow. And then we knew that Josh had won.
Yeah.
It was a great cable cast too that night. I mean, BCTV had everything worked, beautifully, and the program flowed, and especially the live cameras at both party headquarters. Yeah. So the first time, as Tracy said, when Josh spoke, the results were not in, and to be honest, I don't know which districts were counted at that point. But it really didn't look that good for Josh compared to Jeff, And right. Josh was kind of saying, well, the voters are going to pick who they want. Like the voice, you could tell he wasn't sure.
I'm going to work closely with, he was really.
I mean, ultimately, what he told the people in the room, I saw what he said later. It was, you know what? Tomorrow we're all going to be neighbors, regardless of what happens. And I thought that was such a great way to look at it.
Totally.
Okay, we are opponents on different sides, different platforms, but we're all going to be neighbors tomorrow.
And Jeff said the same thing when we talked to him, and his numbers weren't fully in yet, and he was saying, whatever happens, we're going to work together. And so it was great. It was so. As I told my New York friends later, I said, there was total civility going on here. And of course, there was madness going on in New York City. So,
right.
With the new mayor.
No, it was wild.
Yeah, and Jeff Follett was sworn in today as the third selectman.
Yeah.
So Jeff will be sitting on the Board of Selectmen. So we have a new Board of Selectmen in a way, because we have a new first selectman and a new third selectman, but Ray Dunbar
Ray's there.
is still second selectman and has been serving for several terms.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
So, he's the veteran on the Board of Selectmen now.
Yes. Yeah, since we lost Jamie.
Yeah. And Jamie was very gracious today. One thing, just a little aside of what I caught, was after the program was over, Jamie went over to Josh later and took out the keys to town hall. and
did?
handed them
Oh,
to
my
Josh
gosh.
Nice.
and said, "This is the one for this door. This is the one for the other
Oh,
door."
the keys to the city.
The keys to the city. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was very congenial.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
Jamie's been, that's what Josh said, that Jamie has been great. Jamie
Stellar, yeah.
Cosgrove, who
Yeah.
served as
A real
first selectman in our town,
class
Republican
act.
for 12
12 years.
years.
Yeah.
No mean feat.
No.
And
Well, I was in the legislature and doing a lot of environmental stuff, and he was the first selectman. And we did not have a major. We were a majority, but not major up there as Democrats. And you know, I was trying to get money for the school, for the Walsh School, to redo that, and there were a whole bunch of things that we were. And I said, "Can you just come up here and talk to some Republicans?" Because they think we're just a totally Democratic town on the water, and we're all rich, and we really need to tell the story.
right.
You know, that we're a very diverse community. And he goes, absolutely, you know, and it was amazing. I mean, it made a difference in getting these things out of committee
Right.
with very, very strong Republicans. And,
Right.
you know, suddenly they were like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we're on board. So,
Yeah.
he was great to work with. And now we have him, he's on the Green Bank board because he's
Yes.
done so much in terms
He
and he
has.
has such a knowledge of how to really manage you know, all of the green energy activity in a municipality.
Right.
I mean, it's so complicated, as you know. I know you're working in that area as well now, and so he's on the board, and it's great because he really is bringing real. I mean, all of our members, and we have some heavy duty lawyers at, you know, big trials and stuff. And
Right.
he'll say, well, let me just tell you what happened in Branford.
Right.
When we didn't check that out fully, you know. So he's really bringing a lot to the experience.
Right.
Very important.
Yeah, that's great. Well, he has his family construction background.
Yes.
But also, I mean, we were saying, Frank and I, before we started this podcast, you know, there's a lot of Jamie Cosgrove's name on buildings in this town.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Cosgrove name lives on
Yeah.
in Branford.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew his grandfather years ago. And
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
his my other mother in life was the former Secretary of the State, a woman named Gloria Schaefer.
Oh yeah.
And
From,
I grew up
Woodbridge.
and I grew up in Woodbridge.
Oh, you
And
did?
she
Oh.
she was this. Here I was this little girl, and she was this beautiful young state senator.
Uh-huh.
And my mother said something to her at a party. You know, my daughter's really into stuff because I would be the way you go places in Woodbridge back in the day was your mom drove you in her station wagon, so you were always listening to the news.
Right.
You know, WCBS radio, Palmer
Yes.
Payne, and all this.
Yeah.
So I was really into knowing, and I was. She took me under her wing and took me.
Gloria Schaefer
yeah,
did?
Yeah.
Really?
And that's how I met his father, his grandfather.
Right.
Oh.
Dan Cosgrove was I
Big
mean,
in the state.
huge.
Yeah.
You couldn't get any Democrat elected unless he was another person who okayed the person running.
Yeah.
And he was.
It was him also, right? It was Arthur T. Barbieri. Now, Arthur's daughter is with us on the RTM in Branford.
Yes.
Nancy McCormick.
Yep.
It's a great
Oh,
honor.
I didn't realize that she was.
Yeah.
oh my God! That's
Yes.
It's
full
an honor.
circle.
She used to be
Yeah.
the moderator years ago. I mean, she was on
She
the
was
RTM
the
before.
first female moderator,
Yeah.
she said.
Oh wow.
And then the other one was John Bailey. Those were the three big,
Oh, yeah.
big ones there.
Yeah.
You know, for years they were the
Yeah.
real power
Oh
brokers.
man! Well, he
Yes.
was JFK made him the national party chairman, John Bailey. Yeah, so he was a mover and shaker, big time. But
Yes.
he kept coming back to Connecticut.
Yeah.
What's the
I was
matter,
just
John?
at the John Bailey dinner for the Democrats on Saturday night
You were.
Yeah.
with Kentucky Governor Andy Bashir.
Yeah, it was.
He was the keynote.
I tried to get there, but I had
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
The way it does gets involved.
Yes.
So he was good.
He was good.
Yeah.
Very polished. He's got an amazing story.
Oh, I love his story. I
In
mean, it's,
Kentucky, a mostly red state, and he's been elected 3 times.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not. I mean, he's got an elegance about him. So that
Yes.
amazed me. You know,
Yeah.
I thought, well, I could see Kentucky, you know, down and
Bluegrass. Yeah.
blue,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe
Country.
play the banjo and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's like, but no, he's got this.
Yes. Yep. Yes. So let's get back to our little town of Branford, right? Again, we said Ray Dunbar is now the second selectman. Ray was actually he got over 5,000 votes.
I
He
know.
got more votes than each first selectman
Josh.
candidate,
Yeah.
and his Republican opponent was Victoria Verderam,
Yeah.
and she will be coming back to the RTM, one of the Republican winners in the 4th District, which is Victoria's district, is not going to serve.
Oh,
Yeah. Chuck
Has
Witkowski.
already resigned.
Yep. Yep.
And so Victoria will be back on
well, that's
the
great.
RTM.
She's high energy. That's great.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
and
She's
it's,
great.
it's
Yep.
good to get. Well, and Josh's daughter.
Daughter. Yep.
So
Lola
Yeah.
Brooks.
Lola
Yeah.
Brooks. So we're getting some
She
youth.
is a bright young talent.
Yeah, she's.
And she's so interesting, and she's going to be on the education committee on the RTM. Went to Walsh.
Oh, that's really great. That's
That's
like great
22,
input.
23.
Yeah.
So she's the closest student, graduate. She's going to be probably one of the youngest RTM members.
Yeah.
Right?
There was-
Compared to all us white hair folks.
Well, you know what? You know what though? There was. I think you were on the RTM. Grady Keefe from Stony Creek. He was a Democrat,
yeah.
and he was, I think, the youngest. He was 18 when he was elected.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
But they're both very close. But
Yeah.
right, but you know, as we said on the election show, right? That's the Brooks family seat in Stony Creek now.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. We'll be saying Representative Brooks, but it won't be Josh,
That's right.
since Josh was a
First
veteran
Selectman
of the
Brooks.
RTM.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
interesting if there's ever a vote that her father doesn't agree with, you know. That
what?
puts a lot of pressure on you when, you know, hey, whoa.
He said
No dinner tonight.
she has her own mind.
You can tell.
I'm sure, and she's of course been listening to all of this
Yeah.
for many years and discussions about what's happening in town and at home, but now she's the one who gets to make the decisions
Yeah.
on the RTM. Dad is still the number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was very cute election night because I think you asked her when you
Right. I could see her in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, get
and
your
you asked her, when did
family
you get
over
interested
here."
in doing? And then she
Yeah.
said, well, I've just always watched what my dad did, and I've always admired what he did, and so I'm very excited to be
Yeah.
doing it. You know, she was very, very mature in a really cool way,
Yes.
and yet, you know, a proud daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yep.
a
Oh,
a very
it was
cool
great.
moment.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
That was
was.
That was great.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So town treasurer did not change. Incumbent Kurt Schwanfelder is back in that office, beating his Republican opponent. And Kurt is also going to do double duty because he was sworn in today for the Board of Assessment Appeals also. So,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. And then we have the Board of Education. So here, we had a bunch of Democrats who were elected.
What happened to the?
So
was the
there
thing
is
about a lawsuit
there is
or,
a
you know?
lawsuit,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
It was just in court yesterday, the first
Yeah.
hearing,
Yeah.
and the Branford Democratic Town Committee challenged the ruling Lisa Arpin, the town clerk, made. In one of the seats for 2 year, the ballot said vote for 2. 2 Democrats won. Lisa seated a Republican with a lesser vote. And so the Branford Democrats wrote her a letter and said, we'd like you to please reconsider. And it wasn't reconsidered, and so now it's in court. So it's a discrepancy. It's in the 2-year term, and Democrats Isaac Aronson and Harlan Fitzenholtz were the higher vote getters for the 2-year term, and that Lisa seated Emily Johnson, a Republican, who got fewer votes than Harlan.
Yeah.
And this was, as I understand it, Frank. I mean, Frank is an attorney, so he read the lawsuit. I haven't read it, but do you want to fill us in a bit more on that?
Yes, Tracy. I mean, I can't really tell you too much because I don't know the arguments. I wasn't in court yesterday, like you said. There was a court date yesterday.
There was somebody had said something that the Secretary of the State made some kind of ruling that had an impact on it, or some
I don't
such
know.
on the decision making.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Is that true, or is that just?
well, that's what I heard, Lonnie.
That's what one of my my Hartford
Oh,
connections told me.
connection.
No,
Oh.
well, so I mean, what I heard, I don't know if, but I heard that Town Clerk Lisa Arpin, that she consulted with the state. She talked to the person in charge of elections for the state. I guess that's in the Secretary of State's office.
Yeah,
And she
Stephanie
was-
Thomas is the Secretary of the State, so maybe
Yeah.
she spoke to her.
It could
Or
be
someone
Tracy.
in her
Yeah,
office,
Yeah,
yes.
it could be.
Right.
So she was advised. This is what I was told. She was advised to seat one of each because of the minority rule. So it's true that was right. So and the highest vote getter, as you said, was Harlan, 48-54, and so and the other one was seated was Emily Johnson, as you said,
Right.
39-24. There is a status conference scheduled now for this Friday at 9:30
Okay.
in the court. And the other thing I would say that I found out today reading the lawsuit is that for the town, the Hartford law firm of Robinson and Cole is going to be representing the town of Branford.
Holy moly!
So that's really all I can say.
Serious
the-
law firm. Hello.
Yeah, and
About the
apparently the
rules.
Democrats have one of the top election law attorneys. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
this
that's
is-
Robinson Cole is
yeah.
it's heavy
Heavy
duty,
yeah.
duty,
That's
and
right.
also Stanford. So Stanford, Hartford. I mean, they're everywhere. So.
Yeah.
But so the issue, the issue is, okay. So the plaintiff, which are two, I guess, right, is the Democrat Town Committee, and
Harlan Fitzenholz.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So the issue for them is that both Democratic candidates should get the 2-year vacancy since they were the highest vote getters. And then the other side is that because of the state and Branford, because I didn't check the charter, but I think it does say the charter states that the RTM has to be, the most it can be is 21-9 out of the 30. There must be minority representation on the RTM. I don't know if that's
It doesn't state that on the Board of
Okay.
Education. I do
Okay.
know that, Frank.
already.
And it also, it was not specific on the ballot, if that is the case,
Yeah.
telling voters,
Yeah.
vote for one
Yeah.
Democrat,
Yeah.
vote for one Republican.
Yeah. No, you need to.
And
be-
it wasn't explained that way. And as it's my understanding, because there were 2 vacancies for the 2-year term, it wasn't like someone resigned and then someone of the same party would be, named to it.
Yeah.
So it's an election law matter.
So-
That's why the courts exist.
No, you're right. That's right. The courts are there to handle, all kinds of disputes. Any disputes, you go to the court. But anyway, so the next Board of Ed meeting, when the candidates get sworn in, is tomorrow.
Right.
So I guess that's.
But I don't think they're going to get sworn in tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
So
in
they're
limbo.
Oh
postponing.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because right, because there is this
Question
status
mark.
conference
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the 21st.
unless they just don't seat that seat.
Yeah, they keep that open maybe.
But
Yeah. Well,
It's not what will be the existing board, right? I don't know
Right.
how they're going to handle that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
school is in session. Feels like we need an active board.
That's true.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
the other,
Wow.
the full year, 6-year terms, Amanda Henry, a Democrat, Donna Leitch, a Democrat, Megan DeLucia, a Republican. Dan Halley got the 4-year term, defeating Alex Paluzzi, who ran as a Republican. Alex, who his name's very familiar
Oh my gosh.
to everyone in Branford.
I just assumed he was going to get on. You know, I'm glad you
lot of
mentioned that because I hadn't really
people
doubled back to check that out.
did.
Whoa.
Dan Halley, I know this
registrar.
because I am a Democrat, former registrar
Yeah.
of voters for the Democrats. He door knocked, he made phone calls, he really campaigned. And that's the way to get elected
Yeah,
in this
definitely.
town.
Yep.
I mean, yes, it is name recognition. That certainly helps. We know that in Branford. But it also helps that if you're talking to a voter at their door, you know, here I am. I want to hear what you have to say. This is who I am. You put the name and the face together, and people appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you realize, too, I mean, that's another one of the entities, boards of ed, that have become politically, you know, a little volatile in terms of, you know, book banning and things like that, which we didn't think was a Connecticut issue. But then remember that group in Guilford?
Yes.
Yes.
And, I mean, the town went crazy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
actually kind of joined forces in a bipartisan way.
Yes.
But, you know, you can see that
they-
people are really paying attention to these things. I mean, it's really
Yes.
Those people.
critical issues.
Yes.
Right at that time, Lonnie, as you know, those candidates in Guilford, they all lost. And for that election, the highest voter turnout in the state was Guilford, you know, to turn those people, to
Yeah.
defeat that
Yes.
group.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
So,
Oh, but also, you know, just before you move on to another topic,
Yes.
Tracy, big thing though, right? There's a Republican chairman though of the Board of Ed, Peter Burdon.
there is.
Yeah.
And so, but now that there's a reconstituted board,
Yes,
a decision will be made as to who will chair.
that's true. Yeah.
So you really have to wait. He will remain chair.
Yeah.
I guess. You know, I don't know. It's kind of
I don't know how it works.
unprecedented.
Yeah. I don't know either. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had
Yeah.
them in the past, as I recall. We've had, you know, there'll be a Republican when it's Democratic. It feels like that's
Yes.
something that's happened in the past.
Yeah.
We've had,
Yes, actually, there was, I think, a Democratic majority in the last term on the Board of Education as it was constituted, but Peter Burdon remained chair.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
he's
it's
very professional, you know,
So-
and he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing, and you know,
He does.
I mean, if you watch the meetings on Channel 20 or no, not Channel 20, on Channel 19, the education channel of BCTV, I mean, he really, you know, he comes across as a person that
Yeah, I would say
Right.
that,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of, we all have a D or an R next to our names, but I think we all take into consideration, we live here, we want to do what we think is right for the town, and it isn't always a party line.
No, right.
It's you try
Yeah.
to go beyond the party line.
Well, that's how Jamie ran it, for 12 years.
Right.
Right.
I mean, he never let
I think
politics.
he appointed more Democrats than Republicans.
No, in fact, I heard that of the. I mean, there's more Democrats chair the boards and commissions for sure. I
No,
mean,
he was.
a lot more.
Yeah.
I was told.
Yeah, of course, his grandfather was a Democrat, so
Yes.
you think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the RTM, Frank, reelected, along with Shannon Sharkey, Lindsay Maritoli Greenberg, Tricia Anderson, all incumbents returning,
Yep.
and Mark McCall for the Democrats and Elisa Waterman. So the first district did not change.
Correct.
That is all people who've been on. The second district, Stony Creek, Lola Brooks is the new member there. Peter Henschel, reelected, and Chris Hines, who's also returning for the Republicans.
Yeah.
District 3, Irina Bonenberger, her husband, Adrian.
Okay, so she's originally from the Ukraine.
She is.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I was trying to remember, and she
Yes.
was a journalist. And
Yes,
and he
and
was a
she works
journalist,
at
and
the
that's how they
UN.
met.
Yes.
yes.
They met in Ukraine.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. No, it was a great story.
Yeah.
When I first,
So what they did, Lonnie, right? So I was told heard the story by Adrian. Adrian went he went to Ukraine and he brought the parents of Arna
Armenia.
out of Ukraine and brought them to America.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah, they lived with them. Yeah.
And he put himself in personal danger. He told me it took 3 days, I think, to find them, and then he had to
Wow.
get them out. You know, this was a few years ago. It was
Yeah, Adrian went over. Adrian is a former Army Ranger,
Yes.
and that's the elite of the Army.
yeah.
A captain, I believe, was
Yeah.
his rank.
That's
And
true.
he went over to Ukraine. Well, I'll have to have him on a
And
podcast.
he was an Army Ranger
Yeah.
and then became a journalist as well, right?
Yes.
So he entered that universe as an
Yes.
Army Ranger, but of course, think
Yeah.
of the stories that you learn immediately if you're working at that level. I mean,
Yep.
you that's you're really
Yeah.
totally on deck and meeting people in a real way, and
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty exciting,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Yep. So now we have Irina.
Yeah.
fabulous.
So we have a Ukraine connection in the 3rd District.
Yeah.
Richard Jennings is newly elected. He's actually a retired midwife. Very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. And Ralph Murray, Republican. Longtime 3rd District Representative Peter Black did not run for
Yeah.
re-election.
I just saw him
So-
upstairs, and I
Yeah.
asked him. I said, "It's not going to be the same tonight when we're sworn in." And
Right.
I asked him as to
How many years was he on the RTM? He said, I think 20.
He was on when I was on.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah.
and I suddenly when I was doing, actually when we were doing the show and I was over interviewing the registrars of voters, he was the deputy registrar. So he's the, and I went, wait a minute, Peter, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'm a deputy registrar of voters now. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's an attorney, right?
Yes.
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 That's what I thought, yeah.
Yep. So in the 4th District, we have a lot of the returning same faces. Dan Edelman, Joanna Gorman, except she's a new candidate, will serve her first term. Giano Shrestha and Shida Sumro. And Sean Kelly was also elected. And Victoria and Chuck Witkowski, as we mentioned, who has resigned. And Victoria will be named to
Tonight. Well,
yes,
so, right. So there's
in
a
a special meeting after
exactly.
we're all sworn in.
Yeah.
So tonight is the official swearing in of the representative town meeting as
Oh,
well.
wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna
Big
be
day. This is a
exciting.
serious
big day.
day.
It's
A
true.
big day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the 5th District, I'm proud to say the Fighting Fifth, as we called it, and we continue to fight. But I used to be the lone Democrat, along with 4 Republicans,
Yeah, I
and
think
now
I was
we have
when
retained.
I think that's because I lived on Pawson Road,
Yeah.
and I think I was the only Democrat for a while.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we have myself reelected, Alex Larson, John Hartwell, and Abigail Adams all returning for another term. And Ray Ingraham is the lone Republican in the 5th now.
Yeah.
And
He can handle it.
He's
Yes.
going to be the clerk too.
yes, he's going
Is
to
he?
be
I
the
thought that was
RTM
you.
clerk.
Aren't you the clerk?
Well, for the last 2 years I've been clerk, but it's going to switch over to Ray now.
Yeah.
You don't seem unhappy.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'd prefer to stay, but
Oh.
the caucus decided, to go with Ray, so
Oh, okay.
that's all
Yep.
right.
Yes.
He'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well.
the Democratic caucus has chosen a new majority leader, who will be Dan Edelman.
Oh.
And
be great.
I will be serving in a new role. I will be the moderator.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's
Congratulations.
great.
So I'll get all
Isn't
the
that
rotten tomatoes and eggs.
Oh,
Yes.
another one of those women moderators.
Yeah. Well, it's been great the last 2 years under.
Mary Ann
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
was at the swearing in today.
She was.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
It's good to
great.
see her.
She's
She
really great.
handed me a bound, guide to being the moderator with all these
Oh.
cheat sheets
Oh,
in it.
wow, wow.
I was
wow.
like,
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
She's such a wonderful
She's
person.
amazing.
She is.
She is. She's another
she
person.
is,
that-
and she was a long term.
yes.
She served many terms on the RTM, and
And did a lot of different things. I mean,
Yes.
she, just
Yeah.
really, really has contributed to this community in so many ways.
yes,
Yeah.
she has.
For sure.
Yep. 6th District, Chris Sullivan is returning. He said he's been on. He wasn't on the last term, I think.
He's been off 2 terms.
Two terms,
on
yes.
vacation, Tracy.
Yeah, he's been on vacation, very busy with soccer and his girls,
Yeah.
and now he coaches soccer at the high school, which is great, and he's very busy running like environmental programs in numerous towns.
Yeah.
But he is a veteran. He got on, he said, like in 2004.
Yeah, he was
or
on when I was
something.
on.
Yeah, he was
I
on a
remember
long
he was,
time.
He's
yeah.
been on a long time,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
he's making another appearance. Nancy McCormick, who was on a long time ago and has now come back again
Yeah.
for a second term.
She's a constable too.
Yes, she is a constable now.
Yeah.
Yes, so many duties for those constables.
Yeah.
Republican Gino Papalizio and Anthony Alfone both returning for another term.
Yep.
And the 7th District changed a bit. Susan Dayhill is the lone Democrat, and Barbara Maresca, who was reelected, is now joined once again by Kevin Healy, who's been on. He lost by 1 vote the last election.
Wow.
So if you wonder if your vote ever counts
Yeah.
in local politics and races and elections, we know it does.
Absolutely. We see it every election.
Yeah. It's very narrow,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when it comes down to the RTM. And the turnout was actually, usually you get about 33% in town.
In a municipal, yeah.
The turnout for this election, 45%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
That was like 9,572 people
It's true.
voted,
So
which is great.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we
it's
have like
terrific.
18,000 or some
Yeah,
registered vote. I mean, I forget what the total is, but that's a really good turnout for a municipal. That means
that was a very high turnout, maybe
Yeah.
the highest ever.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, it feels, I mean, that really feels like it's it's establishing a new precedent because
Yeah.
remember how disappointed we used to always be with, well, what,
Yeah.
4 people turned out to vote? I mean, you know, the
that's
municipal elections, like,
Yeah.
excuse me, hello, you know.
right.
Yeah.
I know.
No, this is great.
And the municipal government is your closest form of government.
It
Yeah.
always amazes me when you think about, and when I had my cottage here for years, and I voted here, but I lived in New York City, worked in New York City, and I came back and forth. It was so amazing to me, and I was involved and interested in what was going on. But until I got put on the RTM after 9/11, I suddenly realized I was living here full time. I didn't realize, and after having been a journalist for years and covered government and how complicated it is to run a town.
Yeah.
It's way more complicated than most people realize.
There's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts.
Yep.
And how you have to really, you can't be dismissive. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
really be on top of these
No.
things
Right.
Big
Yeah.
and
staff.
pay attention
Yeah.
Yes.
to
I know,
every
it's true.
sector.
I know. I mean, that's why. I mean, Cosgrove last 12 years. I mean, he made it look easy. It's not easy.
No.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
He was,
a
I
lot.
remember bringing one of my grandchildren, and I was showing her she lived in Virginia, so I was showing her our town hall, and I took her upstairs, and Jamie heard me, and he comes out,
Really?
and so
Oh.
she's about this high, I think she's about 8.
And she met the
And
first selectman. That was
He
big.
introduced himself,
Yes.
came right up, hello, and
Wow.
and I'm, and this is my office, and she's looking at me, and I said, he's the first selectman. I said, the mayor.
Yeah.
He's the, like she didn't know what a first selectman was,
Right,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
in Virginia, mayor.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
got her,
right.
you know.
Yeah, that's right.
But he was so charming to her,
Wow,
and so
yeah.
she'll ask me about him. Well, she was just here a couple of weeks ago. Now she's about to turn 15.
Oh
Wow.
gosh.
He didn't run again.
Yeah.
She bonded with a politician.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
great story.
Yeah, well, we were talking about the 12-year. He was always out and about and around and saying hi and,
I know.
wherever.
Yeah. I know. It's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You're an administrator. You
Yeah.
are at the ribbon cuttings.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are the ambassador of your town. It's a multifaceted
Yeah.
role
Yeah.
as first selectman.
Yeah. And when you think about, how much activity we have on the green now,
Oh, it's great.
just to walk across the green as a town elected.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, here they are, I mean, you're in the middle of a lot of activity and a lot of folks.
Well, that's been turned into a park because, you got the tables with the umbrellas.
Oh, yeah, no,
You've
it's
got
great.
that showmobile trailer, which is there 6 months of the year
Yeah.
for all kinds of entertainment. The recreation department puts it on, and, it's really unbelievable. It's another park.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and it's just marvelous. I mean, it's such a dynamic, entity to have in town, that it draws people. And I remember people telling me during COVID, and actually Jamie had, helped, okay, well, let's put more chairs and things out on the green. And they were saying that got them through. Just being able to go on the green and say, hi, oh, hi, stay a distance away, but
Right.
Yeah.
be able to interact because everybody was feeling so lonely and
Right.
so removed from everything. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a nice main street also to stroll down. I was just in P&S Fine Stationers today, which, you have to kind of go like this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot in that shop, but I love going in there. And it
I
was
love him. He's
very
great.
busy.
Oh, no, it's always busy.
Super busy. And that's so good to see.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to, we'll put in a local plug for Branford and shopping local.
Yeah.
Shop local. Don't order it from Amazon.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And, I think he's such a good buyer in terms of he gets really interesting things
Yes.
and unique things that you don't see anywhere else. So when
Right.
my buddies come up from New York to visit me, I always take them there. And they're
Really?
like, whoa! And they start buying.
Yes.
These are New Yorkers. Like I've never seen these before. They get excited.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
yeah.
really saying something.
No, really. I mean, they love it. So,
Yep. Yeah.
so it's always on our to-do list when
Yeah.
they're in town. Yeah.
So, Frank, let's talk a little bit about what's next on the RTM here in the town of Branford. I mean, we already know because right before this election, we had a special RTM meeting
Yes.
fixing the high school roof,
Yes.
determining some of the school district facilities, if Sliney is actually going to close as an elementary,
Yeah.
which there's a lot of nostalgia for that school.
Yeah.
So many people have gone through it.
Yeah.
But then needing to, there's going to be a lot of, I think, big capital projects
No, it's
that
true,
are going to be
Tracy.
coming our way in the next 2 years.
Exactly. No, right. There was a report done by the Board of Education. They hired a consultant, and everything was reviewed: the operations, the buildings, and there was a committee. And I understand that everyone on the committee voted for the report for the plan.
Right.
So I understand the plan is to cost $250 million over the next few years, maybe 10 years, I think. The high school is slated to get a renovation
Yes.
in 10 years from now. It's true. There are the Band-Aids going on this year, like you said, the roof and, I don't know, the HVAC and other stuff, which costs about $10 million, to make these repairs, to bring the
Right.
high school up to, proper usage.
Yeah, it's really health and safety,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of
Totally.
it is like the fire alarms.
Yes.
And, it's an aging building. We
Yeah.
have a lot of aging buildings. And
Yeah.
eventually, in 2025, it needs to be brought up to speed
Yeah.
and
No,
things
it's true
like
because
that.
the high school hasn't been really touched much at all since probably for about 20 years now. Chin, was the architect. Chin. That's when they took that open courtyard and they put a roof over it.
Yes.
That's the commons now. The cafeteria is in
Right.
there, and in fact, that's the roof now that's leaking that they've got to fix.
Right.
So
Yep.
so that's in the works. That's a big project. The only thing that's been, as you said, Tracy, the only thing that's been voted on, I mean, the RTM has to take it up.
Right.
The new term. Now it's been passed
And
by.
so will the Board of Education, right? I mean, they've done the plan,
Yeah.
but now comes the harder part of the budgeting.
Yeah.
And since the RTM, the Board of Education comes to the town
Yeah.
for capital projects
That's right. Yeah.
and not just its own
The
operating budget.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of discussions
Yeah.
probably in the next 2 years
Absolutely. Yeah.
during this term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to think if there's any opportunities of getting any state money for capital improvements, it's always very competitive. And
Yes.
No, it's true. That's a good point that you raised, Lonnie, and it's anticipated. It was just 37% for reimbursement, but it was just announced. Now it's 35%, but still 35 would go a long way.
Yeah,
towards the
and you
big
really have to
project.
make the case, and this really helped the free and reduced lunch students, how many we have. And because people don't, it's almost 30%, really. I think it's 24% by number, but teachers will tell you, they say it's bigger than that.
It's
and
dramatic.
And so many of them, those families have moved into town and are living in actually renting condos that the owners don't live in anymore. And there's all kinds of housing that we don't get credit for that happens in this town.
Yes.
Right,
And,
that's right. But that's right because to get credit, like you say, for affordable housing must be deed restricted.
Oh, deed restricted, and you can't sell it for 40 years for more money. Or I mean,
You can't have a land lease.
Yeah, you can't have a land lease, and it's crazy. But when you start to think about, really telling our story, and it helped a lot when I was explaining this in front of committees that had a lot of Republicans on it, because they, again, no, it's a shoreline, deep pockets. Everybody, let me tell you about the percentage that we have.
Yes.
And the things,
Yep.
that they're learning. I remember one mom and her little boy, and they had lived in a community where it was rough, and he was terrified to go to school. And he came here. They moved here, and he was going actually to Sliney.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, and she started crying, and then that made me get all weepy. She said, "Now he begs to go to school." And she goes, and he wants to read to me. She said she was like, "No, you got to learn to read. We got to, And now he's reading, and he wanted to read to his mom.
Yeah.
That's
And it was
wonderful.
because he
That's
came
great.
to this community and to this school, and he felt safe, and he was meeting people. And that was, as I said to the committee, that's a life-changing experience that we've done for a child, that we've created an environmental opportunity,
Yes.
for him to come here. And so
that's really great.
So we need to make that case again.
Oh, yeah.
Get a
Well,
little
we
capital.
have, a fabulous delegation.
Yeah, we do. We
Christine Cohen, state senator.
Yeah.
Robin
yeah.
Comey, state representative, and Moira Rader,
Yeah.
also
Moira's
state
a board of, and she was on the
She
board
was
of
on
ed.
the Board of Ed
Guilford.
in
In
Guilford.
Guilford, yeah.
She recently, they recently had an election too.
Yeah,
So she's
yeah.
no longer on the Board of Ed, just a state rep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And having a Democratic governor, I think, will also help.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to play those cards now.
Yes.
Early.
I'm sure that will be something
yeah.
that's on Josh's list. Josh actually, when I was majority leader, I named him as the RTM representative to that committee.
Yes.
That was the facility review kind of Board of Ed plan group.
Yeah.
And he was the RTM representative. So he's very familiar with all the discussions and what actually the end product was and what the vision is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always been a big supporter of education.
Yeah.
Great.
That's
So,
true. On the RTM, he's always been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's
Yeah.
got his daughter on the RTM.
I know.
That's really something.
Yeah, and she's a student. She's in college.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
came through the Branford school system, probably knows,
Yeah.
Yep.
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been great. Thank you so much for being here.
This is fun. I'm so glad you're doing this.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it would be a good kind of bow on election night to kind of start with this because we do election night on BCTV. I'm the Democratic analyst, Frank the Republican analyst, Lonnie the host extraordinaire,
Yeah.
and the crew here at BCTV. We couldn't do it without them, but we don't always get the opportunity to do the follow-up, right? And to kind of talk about what did actually happen.
Yeah.
Well, here you go.
Yeah. And I think,
So-
also, and I love the name that you have, because there are voices in this town who do all kinds of things,
Yes.
and they don't get the attention that they really should. And so this is a great
Yes.
opportunity to really,
Yep.
Yeah,
profile them and let them.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
That is my intention and the goal.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to be on your
Branford.
first show.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
an honor.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
yeah,
you
an
very much.
honor.
My
Yeah.
inaugural podcast.
Yes. Ooh,
Yes. Yes.
there should be champagne.
Maybe afterwards.
After we're sworn in tonight.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
man,
later.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys have got
Yeah.
a busy.
Yeah. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Tracy Everson, again, the host of Branford Voices, and you'll be hearing a lot of them right here. Thanks for watching and listening.